Greetings. What we have here is a unit plan that I created for my Education 304 class. I did it on branches of the U.S. government. It is in charge of Content Core Standards 12-2, where students need to know about the way the government works, how the government was created, the checks and balances system, and more that we will discuss later. Right here you have the landing page of my unit plan. You have what the unit plan is about, where I have the title of it. I also have in the upper left hand corner a brief little snippet that I thought would be fun, just a little, where it says a site for our unit on the U.S. government. In the right hand corner I have 3 different ways that students can contact me, whether through Facebook, Twitter, or through email. I thought those would all be very helpful for students if they ever have any questions on the assignment. Right here we have the home page, a link for assignments that the students will be able to work on, Lesson 1, Lesson 2, Lesson 3, and unit resources. Right here we have a description of what the site will be, what the unit plan will be on, and a link to my teacher's site so that students will be able to work and find it from anywhere, from any website that I give them access to in class. Below here is a description of what the unit is on. It's a unit plan for United States government, layout and function of the U.S. government, what each branch is, and what they do to help govern our nation. I was mistaken, it's not 12.2, it's 12.4 in California content standards. The big ideas is that we'll use textbooks in the websites under unit resources to gain a greater understanding about the U.S. government. They will be able to complete the California content standards above to an exemplary level, and they will be prepared to engage in the government process with greater knowledge than those who haven't taken this lesson. At least that is my hope that they will get out of this. Right here I have a student learning objective, which I will make sure that students understand and know about the 3 branches of government. They will understand checks and balances. They will understand the Constitution and how it can be amended. They will learn about how the federal and state governments work together to govern the nation. They will understand who is in each branch of the government, what their jobs are, and how they get those jobs. They will understand the Constitution and its role in governing the nation. Students will learn about the government and how they can potentially even take a role in governing our nation. We're going to click on this link and we're going to go to assessments. This is where I have assessments for the students in the class for them to do work on it. Here's an assessment plan that I gave them. Just information that I'm going to have the students work on and information that they're going to be doing throughout the lesson. Here's a link for flashcards that I created that the students will be able to use to assist them in learning about the government. And here is a rubric I created that the students will be able to understand what is required of them throughout this lesson plan and what they can do to get the best grades they can possibly get. Lesson 1 is teacher lecture, where I will be lecturing the class on the government, and they will understand the importance of the government and all its duties and requirements. I have a link for guided notes that the students can print out, or I can print out for them so they can follow along on my lecture. A PowerPoint that I created, and more documents I created that I thought they would find interesting, and a video. That's what these items are. Here are 2 videos I will show in the class. Each one is very quick, so it can be done. It is a palate cleanser after the lecture before I have them work in groups on something. because you don't always want to lecture for the entire time in the class. You want to break it up, and I think videos like this would be an excellent way for students to prepare for the next part of the lesson. Lesson 2 was a web quest I created for the class. I gave them a worksheet that can be found right here, that the students would then be able to take that web quest, go on the web, use that document that they printed out, and then at home or in class, if internet is available, would be able to search the internet using the sites that are provided to them on the document to answer the questions and hopefully gain a greater understanding of the U.S. government, how it works, who's a member of it, how they became a member of it, checks and balances. This is a little video I gave, this is a little picture I gave them that answers a lot of questions, and I thought it would be very helpful for the students to have access to. In lesson 3, I gave them a graphic organizer, a little worksheet, another worksheet the students work on, an assignment for them using the readings in the textbook as well as the information that is below. They should be able to handle and understand the work. This is a link to the branches of the government. This is a link to a government website that will give them house.gov, learn /content /learn /branches of government, that has a lot of information for the students that would enable them to create and do the graphic organizer that I gave them. I have right here how it's filled out. Basically, it's the 3 branches of government and how they interact with each other. I want them to write down what each branch is and who is a member of each branch of the government. Then I would have them describe checks and balances between each group and how they interact with each other. Like, each group can do, like, Congress, the legislative branch, makes the laws. The judicial branch can declare laws unconstitutional, and the executive branch carries out the laws or potentially vetoes the bills, checking the power over the legislative branch. And so this is some of their duties and the ways they check each other to make sure that the government is working together efficiently. This is a reprinting of the PowerPoint, but I embedded it this time. More information for the students. I figured that by placing it in multiple locations, the students couldn't come up with an excuse if they were unable to find it. So I thought that that would be a good idea. And as you can see, it has all the information a student would need to understand the branches of the government and to work together to figure out the problem. And here's a checklist that I hope every student would be able to check off after they complete this assignment. Like, did they properly fill out the worksheets? Did they download and read the PowerPoints? I have an assignment that I would have them create a PowerPoint presentation. Were they using videos and pictures to greater understanding? Can they explain what each branch of the government can do? Can they explain why the government instituted checks and balances in the Constitution? Can they describe checks and balances properly? And most importantly, did they turn their assignment in on time? Last but definitely not least is unit resources. This is more online resources for the students. We have links that I think all students will find interesting and useful to successfully complete this lesson plan. We've got a site on the U.S. Constitution, USA.gov, Ben's Guide to U.S. Government, Our Government. Then I gave them a couple games that they could deal with. Branches of the Government, it's a little online game I thought that they would enjoy. The 3 branches of government, it's another unit plan. It's put out by the Truman Library. So I figured that students would enjoy that, and that would help supplement the knowledge that I gave them. Branches of Power, another game that students can do, and it requires registration, but it's free, so I think students can handle that. And then we've got U.S. government structure. It's a nice little chart that explains the branches of government and who is involved in each branch and how they can be involved. And then I end the resources with 2 10-minute videos that'll give out a lot of information that the students will be able to use to, again, effectively and completely complete this course in unit plan. Thank you for your time listening to my website. I hope that it's a site that you can use in class. I spent a lot of time working on it, and it is a site that I think I would use when I became a teacher, hopefully in the next couple of years. Have a good day.